If you already watched the latest episode of Little Women, I imagine you are speechless and already want to know the answers to various questions you must have. For example, who really killed Oh Hee-suk, or if Oh In-ju really had a hand in her great-aunt's death. But the mystery that they must solve and that fans are desperate to know is what is actually the secret room that Park Hyo-rin remembered and wanted to show Oh In-hee. What's in that place, and especially why Won Sang-ae wants to stop the two young girls from seeing what's in that mysterious room. That's why today I want to talk about what's in the mystery room in Sangha's house. But first, subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you'll be among the first to see our videos. We upload videos every day of theories and interesting things about your favorite Korean series. If you are already a follower of the story of this series, you will notice that the drama in each chapter intensifies and more unsolved mysteries begin to emerge. Recall that the story is mainly about these three sisters who are extremely poor and begin to go through a series of situations that make them begin to discover several secrets that even endanger their lives. At the beginning of the series, the story is a little slow, but as the chapters go by, we see how the drama and suspense of this story takes over those who follow this series. Fans have not waited and began the theories and opinions of what is really going on in this story. We still have no information about several things in the story, such as whether Hwa-Young is really dead or if she is still alive. Let's remember that we never saw her face, and in the images we could only see her feet, so that causes a lot of question marks. Although we have seen in the last episode that after smelling the flower, In-ju had a dream where Jae-sang was in Hwa-Young's apartment, and he did have a body on the floor which he hung up to make believe that Hwa-Young committed suicide, so we don't know if this dream really means something. Another question we might have is whether In-ju was really the person who killed Hee-suk or if it was someone else. Many fans have this doubt since just before everything happened we saw how In-ju had the blue orchid and inhaled it. We all know that this flower causes hallucinations and affects people's behavior. That's why many fans have the theory that In-ju was not the person who killed her great-aunt, but that someone else was responsible. I have even seen fans say that a suspect in her death could be her own servant, since he had the keys to the house and could enter whenever he wanted without having to force the door. This theory says he could be working for Jae-sang. When In-kyung arrived at the house, we saw how the door was open. We have to ask ourselves a very important question then, and that is if In-ju was already in the house and had woken up after spending the whole night resting in a room in Hee-suk's house, why would the door be open then? It means that someone else entered the house while she was unconscious thanks to the effect of the blue orchid, so someone else probably entered and ended Hee-suk's life. We also talked about the theory that Jae-sang's wife is actually Hwa-Young with a completely changed face. This theory is very interesting because we know that Hwa-Young at the beginning of the story said that she wanted to have surgery on her face, and we know that according to the story she apparently did manage to do it. So by finding her body we never saw if it was really her, and by having many things in common with these two women, then we could think that Sangha is really Hwa-Young. But the mystery that all the fans have now is another one entirely. Now we add another unanswered question to the long list of mysteries in this story, and that is the mystery room that appeared in episode 6 of the series. What is that mysterious room, and what is in there to make it so important to Hyo-rin? Why did Sangha interrupt the moment when the two girls were about to reach that room? There are many theories as to what that mysterious room means and what could be in there. For example, it could be a secret place where the family keeps all the evidence of the crimes and murders committed by their organization. There could be serious evidence that could incriminate them with all the crimes they have been committing for years. Another theory is that this could be a place where they take people to extract information, so it could be a place of torture. Let's remember that this mafia has been around for years and not only distributes bribes using the money of the company they manage, but they have also murdered many people. We can see this in Chapter 6, where In-kyung was investigating several names of people related to the story, and realized that almost all had died, and one of the few people who were alive in that list was her great-aunt Hae-suk. We could also talk about another theory that could sound very interesting. It could be that in that room Hwa-Young is kidnapped and that she has actually been a prisoner of the family all that time to get information out of her. I know this theory is very hard to think about, but I'm going to explain why many fans think this theory. Recall that Hyo-rin had drawn a painting that caused astonishment because in the painting you could see the scene where Hwa-Young's corpse was supposedly lying. In the painting you could even see the image of her hanging and where we see her feet with the tattoo and red shoes. This hints that actually Song-ge's daughter might have seen something in that room that made her do that painting. It is just when she is talking to her friend that she tells her that she had remembered everything, and it is for that reason that they started walking towards the secret room. So we could think that what Hyo-rin actually drew was that she saw Hwa-Young kidnapped, but she is not very clear about her memories, since they could have used the blue orchid to make her think she was hallucinating. This makes sense since that's why her mother was so worried that they wouldn't enter the room and see what was in there. So that's more questions to be solved than answers we have so far in this incredible story. What we do know is that every day more and more fans are joining to watch this series, as every episode we realize that this series is getting more mystery and excitement. What do you think is the correct theory, or if you have any other theories about what could really be in that room? Do you think that there is evidence in that room that could harm the one family? Do you think that Hwa-Young might be kidnapped in that room and for that reason they don't want them to enter that place? Leave your opinion in the comments so we can read it. If you like this video, share it and like it.